This video chart presentation of Matamec Exploration brought to you by allpennystocks.com. Matamec trades on the Toronto Venture Exchange under the ticker MAT. This is one of our technical stocks to watch this week. See right down near a support level, holding that 200-day moving average, kind of at a make or break point. They're tucked in the middle like this plays you want to keep an eye on. See MACD kind of right back down around a base level, even in the more near term, trying to put together a slight uptrend. Last time it came off these levels, a nice move followed from 43 cents all the way up to 67 cents. So with MACD starting to uptrend, that's a bullish indication. PPO in a very similar situation. ADX, this is one of those cases where we talk about when it gets down near 10, start to look for a change of direction. You can see us actually dip below it, still registering a 9.43, starting to move upward. Just one more thing that says pay attention to the chart. See if a trend can start to pick a direction and gain some strength. Yesterday's stock had a down day, if you happen to notice the red candle. MFIs were kind of churning back upward right around that middle area of 50. With that red day, all three turned down. Just within that real quick, if you track the 7, look for something along those lines, that trend line to hold. Right around 50 is a pretty neutral position. You can see this has almost got kind of a wedge look going on to it. It's not getting a lot from the MFIs, relatively neutral position, as I say. The accumulation distribution kind of similar. Basically riding in a channel. It got a little toppy through here, pushed its way through, slid right back down inside the channel, somewhere right through there. Of course, what you look for there is holding the support levels with the candles. If it comes down, trying to hold this level, so it's not going to start to make lower lows in the overall grand scheme of things. Shaking money flow showing selling still a little bit dominant. Again, just look for higher lows to be made. It's trying to make its way back up. Of course, the red day yesterday turned it right back down. Say shaking money flow is still leaning towards the bearish side of things. CCI, look for a trend line to hold. Don't want to see it dip below negative 100. It's a sign of weakness. Full still, trying to uptrend again. As we talked about so many times, you need to get both lines of the full still trending over top of 50 to take on a truly bullish look. A little bit of overall momentum trying to come into play. As I say, trying to make some higher lows. Tricks appears to be making a bullish cross. And again, coming right off that same baseline level. Some of the long-term indicators, ones that are smoothed out a little bit more, like the MACD and the Tricks, actually have a pretty bullish look to them. These shorter-term indicators, trying to, but of course they whipsaw a little bit more. When you get a nice up day like this, momentum indicators turn real quickly. And if it's followed right back up with some red days, here they come right back down. So you're looking for higher lows to get made, channel to be established. And you can see this is still trending on the lower half of the indicator now for several months. That's bearish. You need to almost do a mirror image of it, be trending over top of 50, and that's much more bullish. For this particular chart, this does pick support up all the way down here to a lower level around 43, 43.5. But I actually look for it to try and maintain a little bit more strength right in that area of 44.5, 45. Even though it wicked below it, I tend to want to pull back up to that area for close. It was an area of resistance through here. And that's where I'd kind of have my eye on it. That also ties in with this 200-day moving average. That's something you want to see it hold. It's just more bullish if it can do that. And you can see so far it's just come down, even back in through here, down, pull back up, near it, pull back up, now riding right along top of it. So as I said at the beginning, it's kind of at that one of those critical points. We're going to be looking for a decision to be made. And for me, that decision starts by holding that 200-day moving average and holding that static support. You can see 183,000 shares traded. That's a little bit less than average volume for it, I would believe. So that idea with this trending downward over the last 2 months, now it looks like there's a little bit less than average volume going on. Also reinforces the idea of some indecision. Now as far as resistance goes, I'm going to be looking right around that 51 cent mark. Now of course you're going to see 53 and 52 in here. It's going to be an area. That's why we often talk about don't look at support or resistance as a fine tip pen, look at it as a fat tip marker. Because that resistance can really start to pick up around 51. And it's going to run indeed all the way up there to that 53 area. Tough spot for it. If volume can pick up, this can make the push and start closing above that. It'll greatly increase the odds that this is another bottom sort of look to the play. It's going to try and continue upward from that point. Again, tying into the long-term movement averages, there's a 50-day. Obviously, a key component of technical analysis is to have the chart trading over top of the 50 and 200-day moving averages. And that 50-day typically acts as an area of support and resistance. In this case, it's going to be resistance. After that, I'd look up here around 59. And then not to clutter it up with too many lines, I think then you are talking about trying to make a new top, coming through this 67 to 70 cent mark. Of course, that's a pretty far cry from where it is at this point. I don't ever look at that as a target and where it needs to go. I just identify that as next area of resistance. And if it moves up, I try and baby step my way through it and see how it reacts to each level of resistance. So those are things I'm going to have my eye on with the Matamec chart. But as always, this is merely my interpretation. I'm not a financial consultant and strongly encourage you to do your own proper due diligence. Consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Please visit the allpennystocks.com website to view the full disclaimer disclosure and do not base any investment decisions upon any material found on the website and/or this video chart. No person employed by All Penny Stocks is a registered investment advisor or licensed broker-dealer. Thank you for watching and trade smart.